Welcome, cooperating teachers. I'm Dr. Bridget Guthner, the Mercer University Field Supervisor for your candidate teacher. We are so grateful for your willingness to open up your classrooms and share your expertise with our teacher candidates. The information in this presentation will help you maneuver through this process and hopefully get us all on the same page for this semester and provide resources that you'll need along the way. Our goal here is to summarize the role and responsibilities for you and to guide the field experience for our student teachers and practicum students. Some of you have practicum students and some of you are supervising student teachers. As a reminder, practicum students have to meet 1 full day per week or 2 half days each week. Our student teachers are full-time for the entire semester and should be there every day. In either case, students may need to take GACE or other exams during the semester. These would be considered excused absences from your classroom, but they should be communicating this with you in a timely manner. As I mentioned, my name is Bridget Guthner, and most of the students will call me Dr. G because the last name is a bear to pronounce and spell. Feel free to call me Bridget or Dr. Guthner or whatever you feel comfortable. My contact information is here for you to use as needed. During the school day, text is the best way to reach me. The other email that you see here is my Gmail account. I'm still waiting for my Mercer account, and as soon as I have that, I will email you from there, and that will be the preferred email contact. My role as the field supervisor is to provide support to you as well as to our candidate teachers. I make sure we have communication between the university, our cooperating teachers, as well as to our candidate teachers. And I make sure that everyone has the resources needed, whether it's the handbook or syllabus or deadlines, etc. If you need something and you can't find it, please let me know and I'll be happy to do the research and provide what I can. I'm also a huge part of my role is to make sure I am providing appropriate interventions for our candidate teachers, especially if you notice any type of a deficit while they are in your classroom. I also will be facilitating effective classroom experiences, so I'll be doing and grading, supporting assignments, and having them reflect on work that's happening in your room. I also will be developing students' capacity for the EdTPA requirements, so we'll be working on using those rubrics and other things to help them start building their portfolio. You will see me in your rooms at least 2 times for practicum students and at least 3 times for student teachers for formal observations using Georgia intern keys, which I'll discuss more a little bit later in the presentation. All of our students have been given this information and have required to contact me if there's any issue or problem. I'm their first line of support and help, as I am for you. They know they are to follow the same schedule and hours with you. If our practicum students are working half days, it's between you and the teacher, candidate teacher, to decide what those hours would be. So they are maximizing their time in the building. They should be attending all professional meetings and other activities as if they were the lead teacher in the classroom or under contract. They should be following the same holiday schedule as your school system. They should sign in and are aware of safety and security protocols in all schools. So if you see them without their name tags, etc., please remind them of what an important piece this is for the security of the students in the building. And they should contact you prior to any absences. And if you notice that there's a pattern to absence or significant number of absences accruing, please let me know. So again, I can find out what's happening and make sure that they are making up required days and so on. And they should dress professionally at all times. They should follow the school protocol. If it's a jeans and spirit day, they're more than welcome to wear jeans and spirit day attire, but they should be dressing according to what the school dictates. The handbook for cooperating teachers is in the introductory email and also attached as a Word document, so you have it for quick reference. Please save this and bookmark it so that way you can refer to it as you need. Most information will be reviewed here, but the link will take you to the forms you'll need to submit, and you'll receive forms through Chalk and Wire as well. The handbook includes things like our teacher education program, your responsibilities, evaluation information, and list and includes these forms. And these forms are also, as I mentioned, will be available digitally or electronically and will be sent to your work email from Chalk and Wire. And if at any point you're not receiving these, please let your teacher candidate know, and you can let me know as well so I can follow up. Your responsibilities are here for you, but please don't hesitate to ask for clarification. And we do take what's happening in your classroom very seriously, and we don't ever want to interfere with your students meeting their learning goals. And we want the same to happen for Mercer students. So please do not wait to report any concerns or if you see some needs of improvement, so that way I can develop appropriate interventions. So these are your primary responsibilities, and I'm not going to read them to you. Please review them, and if you have any questions, make sure you know. And this process is really about being open and transparent. And if a student candidate is not doing well in their field experience, we need to help them be stronger teachers so they can successfully complete their program, and more importantly, so they can be effective once they have classrooms of their own. The following things are what you'll have to complete. So these are your products or your outputs for this semester. And again, they'll be sent to you through Chalk and Wire, and that's how they'll be submitted. And so you can see each of these. What's really important is see the midterm evaluation. Especially at this point, if there are any issues, we should know them by this point. When we get to the summative evaluation, there should not be any surprises. We really want to have time to put in appropriate interventions and help students. We're looking for growth. They're not going to come in perfect. They will need areas to improve and specific targets. And so those observation evaluations are the vehicle that we use to do that. And our teacher candidates have to log their time each week, and they don't get credit unless you've approved those hours. You will receive, as I said, your account so you can access this information. And if you don't have any of these assessments, please tell your teacher candidate. I'm also a backup, but we really want our teacher candidates to take ownership of this and make sure they are building communication with you. The next two slides are our calendars of what's happening in the week structures for the semester. And I've included the observation dates and our midterm date just so you have it for reference. It's been provided to you in the handbook, and of course the teachers have it, but just so you can kind of see what's happening as a big picture overview. This is the same information for student teachers, and you can see theirs are more involved because, of course, they're there every day, and their expectation is much more, where they're actually doing more of the work with your assistance. If you have any questions about any of these dates, please let me know, and I will be happy to clarify, or if something happens where schedules change, again, use my contact information so that way I can make adjustments. I am full-time in the building, so I am also scheduling leave days and making arrangements accordingly. So it's important for me to know in advance so I can adjust to meet everyone's needs as well. For evaluation, it relies on you providing effective feedback, and our evaluation includes the 10 criteria for the Georgia Intern Keys, which is the same information that you use on your TEKS, your teacher evaluation system, and the professional behaviors and disposition assessment. You'll be expected to provide reflective feedback through written comments, evaluation forums, and reflective discussions. And communicate any deficits to me so I can support our teacher candidates as soon as possible and provide support for you if you need anything. These are the ratings that are possible in the Georgia Intern Keys. Most of our students will start with ineffective and needs development and move toward needs development and proficient. Hopefully, especially our student teachers will be all in the proficient category. It will be very rare that any meet or fall into exemplary, but it's possible. But again, they're still learning, so we want to see growth, and being very specific in your feedback will help them do that. And I'll do the same on their assignments and other pieces through Mercer's process. There are examples of the PBDA and EdTPA and the intern keys on the website I provided earlier. Again, this is just an example so you can see some of the information and ways that I'll be scoring and ways that you can provide feedback to the students along the way. For EdTPA, our students will be creating portfolios to submit for their final certification process. And if you went through this process yourself, you know how important the reflection is, and looking at data and looking at processes and looking at strategies and explaining the why behind each decision. And so any information you can provide them along the way, what you look at, how you prepare lessons, all of that information will help build their capacity. These are some things and ways that we can help on your end and my end. Our student teachers will record and analyze lessons in preparation for their submissions. And these are some things that you and I are allowed to do in terms of helping them develop mastery and what should they be recording, what types of things, how can they make it better. And again, it's not to make decisions for them, it's to help ask the questions so they can begin thinking about how they need to make decisions about their portfolio themselves. There's some things we're not allowed to do, and because final decisions have to come from them, but you can provide information. And if there's anything in this process where you're not sure if you can help or not help, please send those questions to me. Mercer also has an EdTPA coordinator who helps me and the students. So questions I don't know, that's my go-to person. But I'm the first line of support and will be facilitating this as well as using EdTPA rubrics and criteria for scoring their assignments. So they'll see it in practice with you and then also the written component with me. In the email, you have a Google form link for you to fill out, and that's so I know you've completed the presentation and helps me know that you have gone through and you've answered the questions. It is proof of an introductory meeting in lieu of a face-to-face or Zoom conference. So hopefully this will be a time saver for you, and if we're able to get all the Google forms submitted by the deadline in the email, then we are good to go and ready to move forward in the semester. Thank you again for being part of this journey. I appreciate you. I know your teacher candidates will. And again, please contact me if there's anything I can do to be of help.